Welcome to the Nevada Trucking Association inaugural podcast. I'm Paul Enos, CEO of the Nevada Trucking Association. Time is valuable, and we decided we needed a new way to contact our members, to reach out to you. We're going to use this podcast hopefully to save you time and provide you with valuable information. We know you can't always make it to a meeting or a safety summit, so we thought if we did this, delivering pertinent information, whether it's on driver-assisted technology, hours of service flexibility, truck parking, cargo theft, detention time, the driver shortage, and the myriad of issues that are affecting both your companies and your drivers, that we could provide this to you in a way where you decide when you can watch it, when you have the time. We've been able to add a new purpose to our conference room. Sam Shad with Nevada Newsmakers is also filming up here, so we now have the availability of this great technology. We have lots of different people coming into our offices a couple times a week to tape the show. So we wanted to take this opportunity to also communicate with you, our membership, and those people that care and are impacted by the trucking industry. This is going to be a venue to have honest conversations about not just our industry, but about politics and the wider economy, because for better or worse, it all impacts trucking. And if you have a topic that you'd like to discuss, feel free to email me at pje@nevadatrucking.com or contact me through Twitter, PJE_NVTrucks. I know, I didn't know what I was doing when I set it up, so I apologize for the underscore. But this is going to be a new way for us to talk to you. So please feel free, reach out to us, contact us. If you have critiques, questions, something that you want to see, we're going to try to do it right here. Today, we are going to talk about the Truck Driving Championships and the Driver of the Year that was awarded on April 28th. And very happy to have with us today Kim Yeager, who is our, oh, you can sit, Kim, just wheel the chair in. Yeah, there we go. All right, see, we're going to try to do this naturally, folks, so.
Yeah, it might be it.
It might be. Hey, it's a learning curve for all of us. But we had our Truck Driving Championship on April 28th down in Las Vegas at the Texas Station. Kim, how many drivers do we have?
Well, we started out with approximately 94, and then as time went on, we had a few no-shows the day of registration, which always happens, so we ended up with 86.
86 drivers. How many of those were rookies?
We had 29 rookies.
29 rookies.
Yes.
So we do this event every year. Where are we going to do it next year?
Here in Reno, hopefully at the same parking lot that we rent every year or every other year out on Gregg Street.
That's across from the Alamo truck stop for folks that don't know. And what can you do if you want to prepare for the TDC, for the Truck Driving Championships? I mean, we've seen a lot of these, and I've been very happy to have you kind of take this ball and run with it, and it's been a great success. We always have those questions from the new drivers. What can they do to give themselves an edge?
Well, what's really great about the Truck Driving Championships is a lot of the drivers have built ongoing friendships. Take Randy Strumlin and David Sharp from up here in Reno.
The two guys in brown.
Yes, and also our grand champion, Greg Wilson.
Who's the guy in purple between the guy in the red and the guy in the brown.
Mm-hmm. So they have started their own truck driving championship, and the proceeds go to veterans. But they also invite all the drivers every year to practice with them prior to our truck driving championship. So that's one really, hands-on way of getting some experience and knowing what our truck driving championship is going to be like. And the other way is to also study the guidebooks that we offer to all the drivers. Just remember to order them early. And they also do have the book on CDs, so you could be listening to it while you're driving.
All right, so there's great ways, and one of the pieces of advice I give to any driver out there that wants to compete in a TDC, make sure, I'm going to turn my phone off. See, I made an amateur mistake on this, folks. Apologize. One of the things that you want to make sure that you are doing is studying that guidebook. The folks that end up doing the best in the competition are those people that do amazing on the pre-trip inspection and amazing on the written test. So the skills test, that's a big part of it. But we seem to see those people who matriculate to the top, doing very well on pre-trip and very well on the written.
Right, and they've been doing it for so long. Gosh, Randy Strumlin has made it to the Nationals 6 times and competed 11 times in ours, and Greg Wilson 16 times. David Sharp
16
11
times in Nationals.
No, here.
Oh, here, okay.
Yes, I really want our truck drivers our competitors to fill out their applications thoroughly. I know it's a pain, but this way I can relay the messages to anybody asking correctly, because I don't know how many times he's been, because it hasn't been on his sheet. However, I do know that he's been at least the last, I would say, 4 times since I've been here.
All right, so let's talk about some of these folks on here, Kim. So these are the people that won the classes. How many classes do we have in our truck driving
We have
championship?
9.
9 classes. What are they, and who are the winners of each one?
Oh, you're really going to test me. Well, Bob Finney here on the end here is Step Van. He's been many times to our National Truck Driving Championship. And then we have Eric Flick, FedEx Freight. He's here in Reno, and he's also one of the American Truck Driving captains.
Road team captain.
Road team captains, excuse me, yes. And I don't remember what he was in. My mind is still on trying to
get everything ready for Nationals.
Yep, everything ready for Nationals. And then they switch classes as well. So Eric was in flatbed, and then we have Randy Strumlin, who was in tank, and then we have Greg Wilson. He was in 5-axle sleeper berth, and we have Brandon Hardy, who was in 4-axle, and David Sharp, who was in 3-axle, and then we have Patrick Nerger, 4-axle, and then Bradley Coopery, straight truck.
Now,
on the very
have
end.
all these people gone before? I mean, I think we have.
Yes.
You know, we do have our veterans that are going, so keep participating year after year. Yeah, I know that you're competing with some of the best guys in the industry in the state of Nevada, but you do have an opportunity. We have had rookies go to Nationals before.
We did 2 years ago.
Yeah, this year may be a little bit of an outlier, but
Well, actually last year and the year before.
so it definitely can happen.
Last year was Leonard Vanderstelt from
Quality.
Quality Tow, and he won the 5-axle sleeper berth division here at our truck driving championship, and I think he came in I'd say probably in the 20 range, maybe a little bit lower. He did really well back at Nationals.
So if you haven't been to a truck driving championship, you know, we do have a little bit of programming that we put on. We're very fortunate to have the mayor of North Las Vegas, where the Texas station is located, John Lee, come and welcome us to his home turf. We had the Nevada Highway Patrol Color Guard, Jessica Rail, sang the national anthem. We had Helen Van Dam for Truckers Against Human Trafficking, who was there with the Freedom Trailer. And Kim, that's something that you're really passionate about and have done a phenomenal job in getting people educated on Truckers Against Human Trafficking, and great to have her and the Freedom Trailer out there. Do you just want to mention really quick what Truckers Against Human Trafficking is all about?
Oh, well, it's a mobile unit that travels throughout the United States to different events, or upon request if they're available, that educates the public on the signs of sex trafficking and human trafficking, what to look for, who to call, and just specific ways of identifying it. And it's a great resource to have, especially for our events when we get the drivers, you know, it gives them the opportunity to be able to sneak in, or their family members as well.
And really what we're trying to do is create the kind of environment where a truck driver, when he or she are on the road, when they see something that doesn't quite look right, to pick up that phone and make that phone call, to recognize what those signs are. So
it's better to be wrong.
That's right. It's better
than to let something go that you think could be potentially
detrimental to somebody's life.
Yes.
So, you know, you hear that knock on your cab door in the middle of the night, you know, we're encouraging our drivers to pick up the phone, make that phone call to the Polaris Project, to 911, So that is what Truckers Against Human Trafficking is all about. We also had 2 of our America's Road Team captains there. I would love to get another one from the Silver State to join Mr. Flick. We had Jeff Payne and Kurt Wise. Jeff is from
Arizona?
No, Utah. Jeff's from Utah, and Kurt is from New Mexico. So Weiss, I should say, not Wise, Weiss. And then we also were very fortunate to have our Attorney General, Adam Laxalt. His office has been very diligent about trying to make the roads safer. They have prosecuted a ring of criminals in Southern Nevada who are intentionally crashing into 18-wheelers. These folks are trying to feather the nests of some corrupt lawyers, some corrupt doctors. There have even been accusations that these people are connected with organized crime. So he has been very diligent about making sure that we make the roads safer for our truck drivers and for everybody and stopping these intentional accidents. And we're also very fortunate to have the folks from Transport Topics there
Yes.
this year covering the event. So
That's a nice surprise.
no, it was a great event. Tough skills course. I mean,
It
I heard that
was.
from a lot of the drivers.
Yeah, and I think their nerves get in the way too. So that's one thing that they should really, focus on, is trying to be calm. But the skills, the course test was very tough this year.
Well, hey, I want to say thank you to all the volunteers, the companies
Yes.
that came down, spent their Saturday out on the course. Our announcer, Clark Whitney, of course, Kim and Jaron Hildebrand in our office who help organize this. And Kim, you really do a phenomenal job
Oh,
of
thank
organizing
you,
this
Paul.
every
I
year.
love it.
So hey, thank you
Love
very
it.
much.
But
And
couldn't do it without the volunteers for sure.
so yeah,
At all.
and the judges too, the Boy Scouts, the High Patrol. So we are very lucky to have all the folks that we do come out to do that. We also were very honored to recognize our Driver of the Year. Our Driver of the Year with Trueline Corporation, headquartered in Henderson, been around since 1962. We named Lenny Eddy as the Driver of the Year. He's been a professional truck driver for 19 years. He's had 0 accidents over a career of 3 million miles, 1.5 million of those with the Trueline Corporation. He is very involved in fundraising for the VFW, for veterans programs, and that makes sense because he was a member of the Air Force from 1977 to 2000, served as an aircraft mechanic. He enjoys camping, fishing, traveling, spending time with his grandkids, and he and his wife Janet were there. Paul Truman with Trueline Corporation was there to help. It's not the best picture, definitely not the best picture of me, but he was there to present the award for Lenny. So that's it. That's all we're going to do on our first ever Nevada Trucking Association inaugural podcast today. On our next podcast, we're going to be talking about the Volkswagen settlement, the $22 million that is going to be going to purchase new diesel trucks. You have to get rid of your old ones. We're going to talk about how that program could benefit you and what you have to do to qualify. That is going to be next on our Nevada Trucking Association podcast. Thank you for watching and listening. Safe travels out there. Thank you.